So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to cover in this video include the God of War studio head talking about a Wolverine game, a controversial Socom-Like title coming later this year, updating our PS5 games release schedule with new official information, and this new black DualSense controller. First, let me know if you'd want a Wolverine game from one of these Sony studios. Considering how great Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales have been, I think a Wolverine game could be amazing. And hey, I'm all for expanding the Insomniac verse, if that's what we're gonna call it, but that's just me. So comment below, would you want a Wolverine Sony Studios game? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the PS5 games release schedule update. So this was, of course, big news for everyone, but if you watched my video from last week or a week ago, you'd know this information already, which is that Ratchet Clank has gotten its release date as confirmed by Sony. The game will now be releasing June 11th, 2021. I guessed it would be this month. The last time we covered the release schedule update with Returnal releasing in April over March, to probably give Kenna breathing room in March, leaving June open, considering May already has Deathloop. In terms of Kenna, it's still up in the air, but I would assume it'll be March if Sony moved the schedule around like this. But again, they could, of course, have other reasons for doing this. Besides the release schedule, the release date update, they revealed the beautiful cover art for the game and some awesome pre-order and digital deluxe edition bonuses. I'll leave the link below for you guys to dive into that, but the pre-order bonuses are pretty great. If you pre-order the standard edition of the game, you get the Carbonox armor from Ratchet & Clank going commando, updated for the PlayStation 5, and the Pixelizer from Ratchet & Clank 2016. The cooler piece here, of course, is the armor, which is just gorgeous to look at. My biggest reason for being excited for this game, outside of it being a new Ratchet & Clank game, of course, is that this is Insomniac's first non-cross-gen, full-fledged PlayStation 5 title. They're going to go all out here, so I'm expecting big things and cannot wait for June. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the black DualSense controller. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, the first black PlayStation 5 DualSense controllers have gone on sale via a third-party peripheral company. Console customization firm CMP Shells has added the black PlayStation 5 controllers to its unofficial product range, but they'll cost you almost double the price of a standard official pad. CMP's matte black DualSense controller with a retro logo is priced at $115, while its matte black DualSense controller with a classic PlayStation button set and retro logo is priced at $125. Both products ship in approximately 2 to 3 weeks, according to CMP. So, with these types of items from third-party companies, like I've said before, I'm not the most trusting of smaller companies like these. That's why I was making this the suggestion last time for the shells to go with D-Brand, which is a large established company who also recently sold out of all of those black PlayStation 5 plates. I was going to cover that story here, but they sold out so quick and won't be back until May, from my understanding. But you guys let me know if you're going to buy these black DualSense controllers or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, the controversial Socom-Like game dropping later this year. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, 6 Days in Fallujah is a first-person tactical military shooter that allegedly depicts the true events of the second battle for Fallujah in 2004, originally announced nearly 12 years ago for PlayStation 3 by Konami as a much different game. It generated so much negative attention based on its controversial subject matter that it was dropped by Konami. Now the game is back under different leadership and it's heading for consoles. However, no one seems to have forgotten about the negative attention, and a row has once again opened up about depicting controversial real-life events in video games. So, when these original events happened back then, I was pretty much a kid, so I didn't really know about it. But reading up on it, it's pretty disgusting what went down and all the lives lost, of course. Apparently, ex-servicemen also believe this game's sole purpose is to recruit people to the US Army. Really, my final thoughts on this is that if this is another US is good and everyone else is bad story, throw it in the garbage, throw it in the trash. The US entered Iraq talking about mass weapons, but apparently they were mistaken. But you know, by that time, many lives were lost. There's just a lot of negativity surrounding this game, and I'm really curious to see how big of a dumpster fire it's going to be. Now, diving into the final story of the video, the PS5 Wolverine game. So last time we spoke about Marvel and Sony, we were talking about future deals between the two companies after Spider-Man 2 or 3 or however far they decide to go with it. I pointed out that Sony does not own the rights to Spider-Man in terms of video games, but they do so for the movies. Spider-Man PS4 was a deal the two companies had set up. This progressed with Spider-Man Miles Morales and most likely will continue with Spider-Man 2 and beyond. I pointed out that after Spider-Man, it would be money in the bank to make more Marvel games by Insomniac Games, but of course, we'll see how it turns out. But now you have Cory Barlog of God of War talking about a Wolverine game. The story here is that Simon Cardy from IGN tweeted a post to Cory Barlog from a fan named Andy asking for Sony Santa Monica to make a Wolverine game, and Cory Barlog replied with this, and I'm just going to read a part of it here. Hey Andy from Boston, that sounds like a cool idea. You know, I have always wanted to tell a Wolverine story, only something a little different. I imagine a world where Logan takes a different path from the one we already know from the comics, one where he is mentored by a Kingpin style character. So instead of taking the path we know as the bitter wandering hero, he is entrenched in the cutthroat legalized criminal world of international business and finance. So you can probably tell where this is going. It seems like Cory is messing around, I want to say, but some of the replies to this seem to be interested in this pitch. However, I personally didn't think about the House of God of War making a Wolverine game. I think that would be a perfect fit for the studio, and if they want to take the Kratos setup, they can tell an old man Logan story and approach it similar to Kratos and Atreus' story. Just think about the House of God of War telling an old man Logan story for the PlayStation 5. That would be pretty insane. But you guys let me know if you think Sony would ever make a Wolverine game or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Make It Happen, Bub." Obviously, this is in reference to Wolverine and the possibility of a Wolverine game on the PlayStation 5 by Sony Studios. If you guys want that, destroy the comment section with "Make It Happen, Bub," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.